know that a barrier setting here, so it's totally open places. And we talk about that the nearest town that's more than 100 kilometers. So we talk about this is so rich in nature and really free for the animals or the husbandry to really to graze here. And we talk about that for the Mongolian people, they always live in the Mongolian yurts. So we also ask our expert to explain how to select a site for Mongolian yurts. And we talk about, we try to explore more about the Inner Mongolian summer pasture during this golden season. So we have a guest.
刚才书记是先跟我们用蒙语打了个招呼啊，您用汉语和我们解释一下刚才这段话。
可以。大家好。
So hello to all. So the local head, the Secretary General of the town here, and we actually would like to know more about the yurts. So I have a question. After arrived here, if I just saw this pasture, actually I could not really see the pattern or the law about that, the selection of the location. So talking about the set for Mongolian yurts. So it should be really fast and very convenient to set up the yurt, and also easy for carriers. So we talk about that should be very easy to shift all over the place, and also that should also help to shorten the time. And we also talk about that the herdsman also will select the places for their yurts, and nearby the cattle, sheep, and horses, and also there should be a place that stay away from a natural disaster. So for the elderly one of the family, they will first arrive the site to help to select, and because they know exactly that which the direction of the sun, direction of the wind, which is the best place to select the site for Mongolian yurts. So it's more like the experience-based practice. And we also didn't see any buildings or that direction or facilities to tell us not exactly the direction. So for this kind of that situation, how we can tell north, south, east, and west? So for a herdsman, they will look at the mountains. So if the mountain actually is the north to south one, then they will know exactly. And also you could see that sunrise and sunset, so to give you also a little bit of hint about your direction. So these are kind of the more the geology set or guidance to tell us direction. So we follow the local herdsman. And his name is Hasbatu. So we followed Hasbatu's family, and they arrived here around 5 p.m. yesterday. And we could see that the yurt already settled, and they also stayed inside. And we also got the heads up, so we could get inside to show our viewers what's exactly look like inside the yurt. So first of all, let's look at the look outside of the yurt. So for talk about this is really an open places, so nothing really covered or block the wind. So how yurt can stand the test of winds and rains. So for very inside, you could see that's the two layers. So for the outside, that's the coating or the square shape cover.
Horqin，这个叫 dobr， 最山顶是 Urh， 这3个部分。
So you could see that we have that at the top. That is also a ceiling, kind of like a ceiling. So that's in square shape, and it's waterproof. So it also help the yurt to stand
主要就是3层，我现在
from the annoying of rains.
3层，这最里边是这个美观，按美观来说就是这个花布。
And also you could see that this is different layers inside. So it's kind of also block the sunlight,
这个层是这个防水
sun,
防水的，
and also could see that the waterproofing coating as the membrane, and also that also keep the yurt warm inside. So that's like around 4 layers. So let's get inside. So first I notice, so it's a wooden structure.
哎，好的，这个最上面是我们
So at the top you can see
这
here.
叫这木质到无奈，这个叫无奈杆儿。
So that's how to support the whole structure. So it's a wooden, you can see, or we talk about like beams.
这个蒙古包的大小取决于它的哈纳，有几个哈纳组成而定的，比如说就4个哈纳，那就这个蒙古包是比较中小的，然后6个哈纳组成的话，它就比较大的蒙古包。
So it also depends on different size.
取决于这个哈纳的几个。
那您看咱们现在在的这个蒙古包，
So for this one,
这个我们蒙古包是你看4个哈纳组成的。
so that's divided into 4 hana, so or like the 4 units. So this is the small one that accommodate a family of 5. And we also have around the 6 hana, that's for a bigger family. That's also the larger size.
首先我注意到的就是我们的这个炉子，这个炉子啊，它很神奇，因为它不光是可以用来做饭，还可以用来
So you could see here, this is not only for cooking,
整个草场的这个
but also for the thermal purpose. And we talk about that in the evening or the raining, windy days. So we also need this kind of stove or furnace
把这个牛粪晾干了以后，把牛
to provide the heating.
的损到这个蒙古包的附近。
And also we talk about that
特别下雨天呢，比较冷的天呢，
for the raining day, it's a very cold days, and they can burn actually that's the coal down. They burn coal down or the kettle down.
可不可以给我们现场演示一下？因为我也是第一次来到我们蒙古包里面，对这个炉子它是怎么点着的，非常的好奇。
哎，好的好的，那我们
So can you show us how to really
这叫牛粪，叫蒙语叫阿勒个拉。
burn the coal down to provide the heat or how to cook?
来，你没得，还是阿勒个拉的吃法的，他没去这个。
那我们现在
So local herdsman will show us how to really light the burn. So you can see this is the coal down and I put inside.
它现在点火的这个是一个金属吗？
不是，它是胶皮，就是他们那个摩托车的履带，它有个破损的。
So use the letter to first to
一小块一小块先留着。
ignite rubber and then use that rubber to further bring the heat
的物品。
of fire to the coal down.
然后就把它剪成小块小块的。
像我们牧民到达夏季的牧场，
So when the herders arrived at the summer pasture, what they eat normally?
是啥呀？主要就是早餐，就炒米，炒米，
So fried rice for breakfast,
熬个奶，
and they will also drink a milk tea.
是，然后这早餐就解决了。
And for lunch,
牛羊，草场是收回来，把这个蒙古包的附近放了以后，时间也充足，然后中午就是正常做饭吃，大米啊、菜啊，
there's no normal meals
他们
rice and some other dishes of vegetable.
往这儿这个广场到松木那块儿，距离将近100公里地方去补给回来。
And around every 10 to 15 days, they will go to the nearby towns that's around 100 kilometers away to get some supplies. So you could see actually inside that's the milk tea.
介绍一下这个
So that's the Mongolian milk tea.
奶茶煮
So
法
it's a very different
清
one.
水，然后烧
And
开
it's
了
also the a feature drink for Mongolian
倒
people.
牛奶掺到里边儿，再倒进去，然后就用这个勺子这个往上舀几下，把它均匀了，就可以烧开了就可以喝了。
而且我们内蒙的奶茶基本上是
And we talk about the Mongolian milk tea actually is a
有
salty
的是
taste.
它这个入
And
味儿
sometimes that the Mongolian people also put that salt or dried a slice of meat inside as well.
好，谢谢谢谢。那我们看完这个炉子之后呢，也想给大家再介绍一下我们蒙古包里面的这个床铺，因为我听说这个床铺的这个层。
So let's also look at the bed. So you could see here that's also the bed for the family to
一个是它这
sleep over.
搭建比
And
较
also we talk about that this all should be very easy to set up.
防潮湿的第二个、第三个呢，就是它比较自然环境，它有好处的。我们尽量挪走，在第二季度过来，
And we talk about that should be moisture proof and also the environmental friendly.
第三个是快捷。
And this is
好，那说完我们
the
的这个
bed.
床铺，大家在地
And
上
let's look at
地上铺的这个地砖啊，
that's
因
the
为刚才跟
brick.
书记聊天的时候，我也
We talk about why we bring the bricks here. That's also a way to protect the pasture. So which means that the grass can actually grow. That's for next year.
地基是不允许打
So that we talk about that everything we're doing here is we
有的牧民
protect pasture.
不铺地砖，大部分都是把这个土夯一夯，然后这第二年蒙古包撤走以后，第二年把油长草，主要是这个对生态环境不破坏，要不然年年回来，年年挪个地方，这个
Because we move every year, so also we not really select the same places to set up yurt every year. So we make sure that the yurt actually can also protect the grass here, so that the next year that the grass can also grow.
应该是露出了
So nothing should be damaged.
因为现在正好是午后的时间，我们可以晒一晒太阳。那这个毡顶也像我们平时的窗户一样，是很方
So
便
right now it's afternoon time. So you can see here it's like a window. It's also kind of open.
它空气
So it's also kind of
然后
think about like the
它这个冷暖，就是热的时候把这个毡顶开一开，冷的时候就把毡顶关一关，然后还有个方面呢
the ventilation.
是它这个强光的弱或强，它可以调，相当于就我们装潢的窗户一样。
So the function is totally like the
那我们
windows.
现在就请大家跟我们一起走出这个蒙古包，我们再来看一看这个毡顶是怎么去
So
开
let's
关的。
go outside to see how we can open and close the ceilings.
那说到
That's
这
the
个
top
毡
of
顶
the
的开
yurt.
关，我们就要介绍一下这根
So
小册
there
子了。
is a rope
这
here.
个毡顶它这个总共是这个毡顶
So we
四
talk
方
about
的
its
正方形
square
的
shape, right?
四方，那每个角
So
儿都
for
有绳子
each angle
把这个
there's a
绳子系在
rope.
这个
So you
蒙古
tie
包
the
的
rope
南
to the north, south, east, and west of the yurt.
方便这个
So
开和
easy
关
f-
我现
to
在给你们
pull, so the yurt can open and close.
比如说把这个绳子我就这么
So this is one of the rope.
走到这个位置，走到这个位置时候我就一拽，就把它毡顶给四方给撑开了，这就可以关了。关好了以后就把这个我就放到这上
And
面
you，can tie
打一个结，它就可以
对，
固定住
打一个结，
a
对，
knot here.
就开了以后从这块打个结，这就完事儿了然后我们第二天就是
And the
阳光照射
second
下
day
开
And when it's a sunlight coming inside the yurt, and you also can
和它的一些小小的巧思
open
之外呢
the
我们
or
也想
unfold
了解一下大家在这
the
在这个
yurt.
上的交
So talk about the yurt. We also would like to know about the means for transportation. So we talk about is actually the pasture here. So this is really that vast places. So for us, it's like we lay on motorcycles. So previous in old days, we relied on horses or the cattle as the mean of the transportation. And right now it's motorcycle or the vehicles. So this are the main transportation vehicles. So besides a normal day-to-day life, we also would like to know about the weather condition this year. So we talk about that are quite abundant rain this year, so that we could see at really green and for these vast places. So how we can really locate or divide the pasture area for herders? So for each household or the group of the herders, actually they know exactly their location for pasturing, for grazing. So that's already agreed by the herders. So they belong to different groups, so they base on that also to calculate based on 5.1 mu. So it's one cow that's actually give around 20 mu for grazing, and that's the calculated in details, and then also to assign to the equivalent area of grazing for each herdsman. So the herdsman reports about the numbers of cattle, sheep, and horses they have, and we will also help them to calculate and also assign the places for them for grazing. And we are doing everything here to protect nature, and also we talk about here could find around 800 kinds of the wild animals and also the plants. To also invite two other experts. And the experts from the local forestry authority.
你好，观众朋友们，我是阿鲁科尔区林业和草原局的副局长巴雅斯古楞。
您好，局长。想先请您跟我们整体的介绍一下这个夏牧场的整体情况。
So can we give us a little bit the overall picture about this summer pasture? So the summer pasture is around the 1 billion mu in area. So this year we have around 1,200 herders and around 108,000 cattle and horses grazing here. So we talk about that from June to August. The herders will gather together here and bring their cattle, sheep, and horses to the pasture land to embark on their 3 months the nomadic life. And we talk about the purpose. We have a summer pasture and winter pasture, also actually for different seasons. That's the purpose for the grasses to grow and also a better way to protect environment. So that 6.5 mu per each sheep. And for cattle, that's the 6.5 mu times 5. So we have that's the formula to calculate in details for each cattle, sheep, So we calculate the size of the grazing area for a herdsman. So you could see this year also weather very helping. So you could see right now this time. Actually, you could see they lying down because they already had the big feast. So that's just sleep and rest.
低头仔细去看一看的话呢，我们脚下长的是各个种类的野生植物。那可不可以请您部门的工作人员来带我们认识一下这里生长？
So besides the grasses, we also have other kinds of the wild plants. So we also have another expert.
您和我们央视新闻的朋友们打招呼。大家好。我看到您
So
这里
to
有
show
一个
us
放
that the
置
different
的
kinds of
1.5
the
米的设施，这是我们
wild
是做什么的呢？
plants.
这是我们每年做的那个
So every year we have this kind of way to get a better knowledge about the pasture, so that help us to know that the kinds of the wild plants here and the pastures, especially we put a very close eye from May to September. So for May,
我们反清检测，6月和7月份是我们是长势检测，完了8月份是正好那个草原。
we started to monitor the growth of the grasses. So for the different months, we put a very close eye on the growth and healthy about the grasses, the pasture land. So basically, that's kind of like a life cycle of the
为什
grassland.
么要用这个为单位去统计呢？
So this is around 1 square meter. We know that the pasture land is so vast, so we selected this as the monitoring unit.
主要是它的高，看看
So we're looking at the
还
height
有那个盖度，还有
and
草
kinds
原
of
地
the
这
grasses,
次我们检一下，看看那个它
and
的
also
产
looking
量
at the
包括
year
这个
rate.
测量那个范
So
围
we
看
have
看
the
这个每年的草原草场的
through
草
this
地
way to monitor
的情了解
the situation of the pasture land.
因为我们刚才也说到啊，整个夏天
As we mentioned that there are quite many wild animals and plants here in the summer pasture of Bayan and sumu in Ar Horqin Banner, Inner Mongolia.
它这个草场只
So for this summer pasture,
海草，会主要牧草，还有一个羊草。这羊草是那个牛羊比较爱吃的一种种
we have that the satch and also the another one. So we call this one. Actually, this is the
比较
favorite, most
感觉它比一般的草要
favorite
可爱一
food
点呢。然后
popular among the cattle and horses.
都认识那个车前草，还有蒲公英什么的，它这块也挺多的，因为这个比较湿度比较大的一个。
So here we have a quite high humidity. So here you can see the also we can see the dandelion.
以外的话，我们还可以看到哪些这个野生植物呀？您可不可以给我们举点例子？
1平米以外的还有，咱们那个阿奇的那个草种类几百种了都，草地种类比较多，完了还有寒山里头，比这种类比这还多，还有别的那个夏牧场之类的。
For different summer pastures, the grass is actually is different.
些是
So some of the we have something in
或
common,
者说是比较
but for different the pasture land they have that quite different kinds of grasses.
这片草场就是羊草比较，还有那头还有一个针毛之类的，还有优质牧草。
主要就是牧草，所以是牛羊非常喜欢的这个生活环境。好，谢谢您。好，我们今天呢来到
So we came to see a summer pasture.
往后看一看这个整片草原的牛
So
羊
we're looking
在
at this is
自由地
really the wide open places for cattle, sheep, horses, So for the morning schedule, it's a time for them to enjoy the big feast, and the schedule for the noon afternoon, they're just their free time to chill. So you could see they lying down. Because of a summer pasture and winter pasture, and we try to strike a balance between the grazing and the environment, so we could see that this really vast green landscape. This is a magnificent sight. And here, this is a summer pasture in Inner Mongolia. And we also got a little bit knowledge about how herdsmen move and settle these places. This is a very beautiful place. And also invite our viewers, please do come to Inner Mongolia to enjoy this magnificent sight. Thank you.